Hello again, sports fans. Scott Travis coming at you again from the Sports Den with a sports update. This one's brought to you by Herb Travis Handyman Services for all your home improvement repairs and needs around the house. Give them a call, 401-465-2658. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, what a night it was for us Boston sports fans on Wednesday night. You had the Celtics going into New York after the Knicks had done that ridiculous, classless, nonsensical, bogus crap move of showing up in black for the Celtics funeral. Wasn't even something I thought about right away, but then I heard it mentioned, and you know, again, it comes up as rather insensitive after the bombings and burials and so forth that Boston just went through. To use that analogy, it just shows you where the Knicks are, what kind of team they are, and you know what kind of an organization they are. They're a joke. That's why they never win anything. They never do anything. It's always, you know, the players they have are classless and idiotic. And I'm really hoping the Celtics, I'll tell you, they went in there and they just played Celtic basketball. Doc went with the seven-man rotation, and the five starters did a great job. Brandon Bass had 17 points. Pierce had 16 points. Jason Terry had 17 points. KG 16 points. 18 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, great numbers. Jeff Green chipped in with some key shots. Just a great effort by the Celtics. The kind of guts and glory and effort that the veteran Celtic team has that the Knicks will never ever know anything about. And even if the Knicks do happen to win Game 6 or Game 7, which right now I think it's 50-50. I think the Celtics have all the momentum. I fully expect the Celtics to go home and win that game. And you know, as you heard the Knicks fans at the end of the game starting to boo their team, I'm sure if the Celtics come out strong in a Game 7, the Knicks fans will turn on their team because that's, you know, New York. It's all the same. They get the team, the fans. It's the same thing. You know, we don't have to get into that too much. But great win for the Celtics. Very, very, you know, hard effort and the kind, you know, KG had some great comments, you know, and Jeff Green basically the Celtics said, hey, let the Knicks talk, let them wear clothes, let them do the nonsense. We're here to play ball, and that's fantastic. So that's wonderful. We're going to see the game officiated. Joey Crawford was in there, so it was a little scary at some points, but he was just bad all the way around, calling fouls that weren't fouls on both teams. So ultimately, the officiating I didn't feel was a factor, which you always have to talk about that with an NBA game, which is sad. But it is true. It's part of the game. It's not like any other sport. Only the NBA can the officials win and lose the game, or actually steer games in certain directions, to put it mildly. Next game, Game 6, is going to be Friday night at the Garden. It's going to be hopping. I'm looking for the Celtics to win that, like I said. And Game 7 at New York, I hope it happens. That would be great. Elsewhere, the Bruins at the Garden. Now, that is what we're talking about, folks. That's the best game they've played this season. They had it all. They had great goaltending. They had physical play. They were inspired, played the full 60 minutes. They were great. The best, you know, statement of that game was the fourth line shift in the second period. Campbell, Paille, and Thornton, when they started the shift and kept the puck in the Toronto end. It ended up being kept in for a minute 15. The Bruins got a line change, and that ended up leading to the Krejci goal. So I mean that is just fantastic. A minute 15 of pressure. Toronto, Reimer, he looks like he was scared to death in net. The shot by Redden, he should have had that. Even the Nathan Horton, you know, nobody on Toronto knows how to box anybody out. So the Bruins were in the crease, getting rebounds, redirecting shots. Bergeron had a goal that was called back. They questioned whether it was dead, still alive. They reviewed it, called it dead. But great game for the Bruins. That's how they got to play. A little nasty, but just forecheck the hell out of the Maple Leafs. And you could see that's why we beat the Maple Leafs. They don't really have anything. So fantastic win for the Bruins. Game 2 is going to be on Saturday night, and you know, a great game. I mean, you got the balanced scoring in that game too. Redden, who was a great pickup, it seems, at the deadline. Nathan Horton getting in there with the redirect. Krejci, like I said, at the end of that shift with the pressure, and then Johnny Boychuk with a rocket shot. So, I mean, great game. Great game for the Bruins. If they play like that every game, they're going to sweep the series, and then they're actually going to make a serious threat. Whoever, you know, the Penguins are the only team that concern me. They came out and blasted the Islanders 5-0 and totally dominated that game. I saw some of that. So there is some concern there. But you know what? Let's beat Toronto and let's get our game together. And if the Bruins can do what they did last night and do that and win a series and get into another round, win that series, and then take on the Penguins, I think they'll be going into it with much the same attitude they had going against the Canucks in the finals, was, you know what, we can beat this team because we're good too. And I think that's what the Bruins need to reestablish with themselves. Now, not to forget the Red Sox on Wednesday night, folks. they go into Toronto now after Johnny Lester got roughed up a little bit. Clay Buchholz goes out and does what Clay Buchholz has done all season long, and now he's been named player of the month for April. But he goes out and throws 7 shutout innings. Red Sox bats, Mike Napoli hitting mammoth home runs, 467 plus feet. I mean, that's what a fantastic pickup he's been as well. Great game by the Red Sox. Stephen Drew chipped in with 3 hits, so good for him. Maybe he was just off to the slow start from the concussion. Also had a home run, first in the Sox uniform. Daniel Nava, another home run. What a fantastic story he is, going from equipment manager at his college team to the major leagues. And you got to wonder where are any of those college teammates? Did they make it anywhere? Probably not. So you can't underestimate that. Mike Karp, who didn't get to play the first 10 days or so of the season, came off the bench, hit a home run. He's in the starting lineup today on Thursday. So great game, great night all the way around. Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox. You have to love it if you're a Boston fan. Tonight, the Sox are the only ones in action. Ryan Dempster is on the hill for the Sox against J.A. Happ for Toronto. And you got to hope that the Red Sox can keep the bats going and things will go well. And again, Celtics Friday night, Bruins Saturday night. Those are the next games for those guys. And for tonight, go Red Sox. Thanks for watching. I'm excited. This was a great report I was able to give. Great news. This is what we need. Let's go, New England and our Boston sports team. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.